Howdy everybody, oh happy day. I hope you're doing phenomenally well. In this video, I want to help answer a question from a viewer, and this question is this: should I pick up an incoming call? Well, I'm going to dive into this with you because a lot of agents get frustrated, don't always find the answer to this question, and maybe they get a result that they're not as happy with. So I'm going to dive into this question with you. Should I pick up the call? If I'm setting appointments, if I'm doing outbound work or inbound work and I've got a call coming in, should I pick it up? We're going to dive into this with you. Hang on. But before we do this, jasonfinalexpense.com. I partner with some amazing agents across this nation. We sell life and Medicare and annuities face-to-face, but more importantly, in the telespace. So if you need a good work family to call a home, feel free to reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. So I'm going to answer this question for you. Should you answer the call when you have an incoming call? Well, only if you know who it is. If you don't know who it is that's calling you, do not pick up the phone, let it go to voicemail, and then reach back out when you know who it is. So for example, if you're sitting on a bunch of leads, okay, and you're like, hey, I got a bunch of them in my hands, right? Well, you want to be able to just look at the phone number and find who it is that is calling you, and then you can approach them with their first name. It's all about taking care of our consumers, but if you just pick up that phone, maybe you were double dialing, and then the person's like, why are you calling me 2 times? And no, Martha doesn't want anything. Yeah, when you just pick up that call, it kind of puts you on your heels. So when you have that missed call, unless you know who it is and unless you have that lead in your hand, do not pick up the phone. You have a potential to lose money here because the translation, okay, of that phone call is probably going to sound like this, okay? The phone picks up and you're like, oh, here's a number. Hello? Now you are not in a place to really take that call to the next level, and you're now in this position of like uncertainty where you're like, hi, who's this? Who am I talking to? Let that call go to voicemail. Let them leave a voicemail. Take a look at the phone number and find the lead right away. If you're setting appointments, don't pick up the phone because now you're like, who, where, are they in this city, that city? You're so on your heels. You lack so much control of that call that you really can't really help the person at the same way that you could if you knew the number that was calling you. So if you have caller ID and it says, you know, Mary Jones, and you've got the lead for Mary Jones 2 leads back, then fine, pick up that phone if you know who's calling you. But if you don't know who this is, under no circumstances should you be picking up that phone call. You should be focusing on the leads in front of you where you know their name, you know their address, you know their location so that you can address the person appropriately. Sometimes agents will pick up that phone call that they should have just let go to voicemail, and maybe it's a negative call. Maybe someone's just curious as to why you're calling. Well, you want to make sure that you know who you're speaking to if you want to have the best chance for success using the telephone. So a lot of agents get stressed out because they're doing outbound work, an incoming call comes in, they grab it, the call doesn't go nice, the call doesn't go as smooth as it should because they have no clue who they're talking to. You never want to grab a phone call, in my opinion. Don't answer an incoming call unless you know who it is, okay, or have the lead right there so that you can help that client get what they want and you can address them by their name, okay? Very important that you address clients by their names so that you can help them with a level of certainty because that'll be a more powerful way to handle that consumer because you know their name, you know where they live. Now you can help them if you're a face-to-face agent by setting up an appointment and going out and seeing them. If you're a telesales agent, when you call them back with a smile on your face and you've got that lead in your hand so that you can figure out what they wanted you to help them with, it will help you hopefully accelerate to the next level. So I hope this answers your question. Should you answer the inbound call? Nope, not unless you know who they are. And then call them right back once you find that lead, and then be there to serve them, be there to help them, and they'll be happy to hear from you. But when you find yourself picking up phone calls and you're on your heels, my goodness, that's no way to help another consumer because now you're like, who's this? What do you need? Who are you from? Like, what do you want from me? You're so on defense. You can't play any form of offense to serve them like you could if you called the consumer selling insurance by phone. Okay, so if you're setting appointments, there you go. Don't pick up the inbound call. All right, let it go to voicemail unless you have that lead in your hand. If you're doing telesales, let it go to voicemail. Don't touch it. Okay, and I hope this will help translate for you into higher levels of success, and hopefully it'll lower some of your stress, okay, as you get, okay, after it, helping these great folks that need you. I hope this answers the question in a good way. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day, and my goodness, hope you're ready for tomorrow. I know I am. Rest well tonight. See you soon.